Well, maybe this going after the health insurance guys, the angry town hall guys, the shouting in the street guys, the have no clue how much this costs, Washington guys, maybe all the marketing and rebranding in the world can't save these healthcare reform guys. Let's ask Mark DiMassimo. He is the CEO of DiMassimo Brand Advertising. Is it too late to rescue this, or what do you think?
Well, look, I don't think it's been branded. I don't think that there is, in a marketing sense, a product. There is, there was a problem identified, right? So first they were marketing against the problem. There's not access, it's going to cost too much. There's not enough access, it's going to cost too much. All right, good, okay, there's a problem, we're all on board. Next, there's no product. So what happens? So you market against, you try to brand the opposition, and you just went through the litany. They're unreasonable, they're going overboard, they don't have a plan themselves. All right, but what's your product?
Could I ask you this? When you market something, and you're really good at this, I assume, I don't know your business, but I assume you have to market something positive, right? You can't just refute a negative, right? Or scare the bejesus out of folks and say, well, you're going to die if you don't do this, right? I mean, that's kind of been the mixed message.
Yes, you can, and you can get together with your cronies and you can pass a bill, but that's not the same as marketing it. To really win over your target audience, you have to have something to sell. And in order to have something to sell, you have to have a positive message, and you have to embody it. Let's start with the name. What is the name of this thing? It's like HR something, right? It's not even Cash for Clunkers is better named. It's the healthcare bill. But it's massive. I have on my desk an iPhone, an Apple iPhone, which is, it's got a lot of stuff in it. It's got endless numbers of apps. But you know what? It's so simple and intuitive, and it's such a great experience.
We said that. We actually showed the iPhone one day, and the little brochure that came with it said, we want the whole healthcare program explained on that brochure.
Well, then I have a printout of the healthcare bill, and it is impenetrable. How can they have read this thing? And what's in it? What are the benefits for me? That's what consumers want to know. What are the benefits for me in this?
Isn't brilliant marketing simple marketing? I mean, it gets back to that point. I mean, if you were to say, I think it's been sold in a weird way. We have today's pitch. You have a moral obligation to help ensure people aren't insured. Well, that might be true. All right, we want to help people. Americans aren't idiots, and they're not selfish SOBs. But I think Americans step back and say, well, yeah, but not at the expense of the 90% of us who are kind of okay with what we got. So if you were to quickly try to pitch it and say, if you did this, guys, it might sink in, what would it be?
Well, I think you need a solution. You just identified the problem from the consumer's point of view. Yes, I want America to move forward, and I'd like to solve this problem, and I am a generous person, but I want to know how the solution will really affect me, and I want to know that I'm moving ahead too with this solution. So what's your solution? What's the product?
See, what I would do, Mark, I would lie. I would lie. No, seriously, I would say, you pass this, you're going to live to 100. You're going to live to 100 at a minimum. And just everyone's going to talk like, wow, you hear that? You're going to live to 100. Yeah, 100.
Now that's good marketing.
And then if it doesn't happen, it's years down the road. Well, it's your fault.
Big promise, simple products.
Big promise, live to 100. Something like, in this century, live to a century.
Yeah, boom. And make it the centenarian
exactly,
bill, right?
Exactly.
Yes, absolutely. You got to name it based on the promise and sell the heck out of it.
Exactly. Mr. President, if you listen, free advice, FBN, use it. It's here. It's a service.
But do we really want to help?
Oh, that's right. We don't want to help it. So.